A musical about COVID? Yep, it opens this weekend in Brown County. And welcome inside the comfy confines of the Channel 13 studios. On this Wednesday night, it's 10 o'clock. Great to be with you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let us know where you're watching Facebook Live. Give us the city. That way we can give you a shout out. And thank you for watching over the next 15 minutes. Coming up on the big show tonight, we're going to be talking with Angela, get you all weather aware. You've been watching and hearing about the weather changes that we're expecting here in central Indiana. Sideways rain tomorrow. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the cooler temperature, when you can expect to see some snowflakes. That's all coming up with Angela. We're also going to be bringing in a friend of the show, Anne Marie Tiernan, who's got a special report coming up on the 11 o'clock news over on Channel 13. She is checking back with these twin toddlers who were rescued from a pool. They nearly drowned 1 year ago. She visits the family, talks with the mom and dad, and sees how these two are doing. We're talking about Levi and Lainey. These are two kids that most of the nation is at least aware of their situation on social media. We'll get an update from Ann and a preview on her story. And we're going to show you some beautiful fall foliage from Eagle Creek and from Brown County. All to come here on Facebook Live. Again, great to be with you. All right, let's go ahead and start our evening as we always do with Angela Buckman, who's tracking the rain. And, you know, when we're looking at the radar, boy, it's marching toward Indiana.
It is, and it's the reason, unfortunately, the parade for tomorrow honoring our veterans was canceled because of the rain and the wind. Some of the other celebrations have been moved inside. It's going to be soggy. It's going to be windy. Dig out the umbrella.
Yep.
And then find the heavy coat, because you're going to need both over the next few days. The Veterans Day forecast becoming wet and windy. You might have a couple of dry hours very early in the day, and then after, say, 10 o'clock, all bets are off. Be prepared for the rain. This is the radar that Scott was mentioning. You can see the line of heavy rain and storms. They've been dealing with the threat for severe weather out to our west. For us, we're not forecasting anything severe, but there will be some gusty winds along and ahead of this pretty powerful cold front. The timeline, Future Track 13 really doing a great job on the placement of the rain this evening, and it does kind of march our way. If you are Indy East, a couple of hours dry early tomorrow, but then you'll notice this fills in pretty quick from west to east. So again, 9-10 a.m. all the way through about 3 or 4 in the afternoon. We're going to be dealing with rain. And again, it'll be along that front that we have some gusty winds that may be upwards of 40 miles per hour. So sustained winds, 15 to 25, enough to get that rain blowing. And then as the front comes in, some gusts along that front. So kind of a yucky day.
It is going to be just a nasty day.
After 4 days in a row in the 60s, it's going to be a shock to the system. And we actually talked about this last Friday, that it looked like it would be cold enough for our first flakes of the season. And that still appears to be the case as we get into later Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
We're getting closer to Thanksgiving, and this holiday means so many different things to different people.
That's right. You know, of course, it's about a time of giving thanks and coming together. And certainly a family that I recently met with in Zionsville is so grateful that their little daughter, Lainey, who's pictured right here, recovered completely from a near drowning last year. That incident happened on Thanksgiving Day. Unfortunately, it's not the case for her little brother Levi, and he's pictured right here. He was pulled from the pool too, and his prognosis right now is just less promising. Right now, little Levi, who's going to turn 3 in January, he can't talk, he can't walk, and his family is hoping that someday those abilities will be restored.
We've traveled the country, even out of the country for Levi. We're searching kind of high and low for doctors and specialists that, you know, really believe that the brain can heal. And, you know, we know that the brain can rewire itself and it takes time. So, of course, nothing's happening as fast as we hope, but we're not going to give up.
And you got a chance to meet the family, right?
That's right. The Chisholms, they live in Zionsville, and there's 4 children. Yeah. So there's an older brother and an older sister. And this is a lot for this family. Yeah. It's not easy. And I talked with them about, how are you coping? I mean, it just seems overwhelming. And they're finding their strength and their faith, but you know, it's really interesting. People in central Indiana, people across this country have really come forward and offered support. And the Chisholm said so much of their strength right now is coming from you.
The greatest lesson we've learned through this is that don't second guess yourself. If you're thinking about doing outreach for someone, just do it, because it means more than you could ever know. It keeps us going. You know, it'll be a tough day, and you know, I'll open the mailbox and there'll be a card from a stranger, and it just is what gets me through that day. And so I think we've really just learned a lot about what it means to show up for other people.
And this family right now, they're paying it forward.
They are. They say they have been so lucky, and they know that there are other families that have kids that have significant neurological issues that just haven't had the support that they have. So they have set up a foundation that's called Light for Levi, and there are over 100,000 people that are following along on their story on Facebook. They had a golf outing at Eagle Creek this fall. They raised $75,000 for other families, and they're going to keep it going. Megan, the mother, said, you know, I think it's really important to find purpose in this pain and use Levi, the light that we have from Levi, and really try to help other families. And that's what they're trying to do. It's so admirable. They're in a tough spot, and they really don't have any choice, you know, but to move forward and to think that they're helping others when they need so much help. I mean, just so much respect for them.
You're going to learn more about Levi and Lainey and hear from the family and Ann's special report. That's tonight on 13 News at 11. Facebook friends, we know that you love fall foliage as much as we do. Look at Drone Cam 13 over Eagle Creek. Isn't this beautiful, Angela?
It was fantastic today. We had these pictures. We had some from Brown County. It was just, we're at peak, and unfortunately with rain and wind coming in, a lot of this is going to be down in the coming days.
Angela did mention Brown County. I want to give you a peek at Brown County today. Jenny Runovich was there. The state park was beautiful. My wife and I were there over the weekend, loved it. It was perfect weather, but as you mentioned, we got this rain moving in that's going to knock a lot of these leaves off the trees. But right now, as you take a look at these beautiful pictures from Brown County, there's a musical that's opening in Brown County this weekend, and it's based entirely on COVID. Here's Jenny Runovich.
The poster outside the Brown County Playhouse is getting some quizzical looks.
I don't know about that.
Its upcoming performance is about the pandemic.
Not more COVID.
Our most challenging year set to song.
I would just laugh about it. A lot of people cried about it.
2020 COVID the Musical debuts this weekend. 8 actors, yes, they're in masks, 21 songs, and a live band. A medley about the coronavirus and its impact on our lives.
It's different. It's about hope. It's about community. It's about coming together. And yeah, there's some tragedy that we've all experienced.
Really captures some of the shared experiences that we all went through during the pandemic and continue to go through.
Lisa Hall created the concept when she couldn't see her newly born grandchildren in 2020. She thought someone's got to write about this.
To really help people get in touch with their emotions, get in touch with how to process this really, really crazy time. I know one playwright. I called him and said, I think we need to script a show for the Brown County Playhouse about COVID. And he said, how do you feel about a musical? And I said, that much better.
But there has been pushback and questions.
Why on earth would I want to go see a play about the pandemic that we're all tired of being in?
We've heard that.
And we've had to answer it so many times.
We can't do this show and not acknowledge there's been loss. And so it's not a comedy. It's just poignant moments about the pandemic. There are some humorous moments, like whoever thought we would be short of toilet paper in this country?
The arts have long tackled all kinds of tough topics. COVID is the musical of the moment, and producers believe this show will resonate.
I think they are going to feel inspired. I think they're going to feel excited. I think they're going to feel more connected.
Especially with the resilience of the human spirit.
All right, full disclosure, one of my best friends is Lisa Hall, the executive producer of this musical today. So I'm going to go ahead and see this next weekend, and I'll let you know what I think about it. So I'm very interested in seeing, knowing Lisa, I think it's going to be very good, and I think it'll be appropriate. I'm interested in seeing it for myself.
Yeah, you know, and we've talked about this, even Roscoe, that at times the year and a half, there are parts of it that feel like a blur.
Exactly.
And so you're kind of curious what 7, 8 actors will come up with in 21 songs. And it might have been something like, oh yeah, that happened. I totally forgot about that.
Well, doesn't the toilet paper shortage seem like forever ago that was a thing?
Yes, but it's morphed into other things.
Right, of
course. You know, every once in a while I can't find my favorite soy sauce for some reason.
It is a weird thing when we go into the grocery stores and not seeing some of these products.
And just random things.
I know.
So whether that's a supply chain issue, which it probably is, or what, but yeah, it all kind of started there. And then whenever I'm in line, which my grocery store has been crazy. I don't know about your grocery store, but mine has been crazy. I even went at 8:30 on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it was packed. And I
packed at 8:30 on a Sunday morning.
And I stood in line, and every time I stand in line, it reminds me of when we were stockpiling frozen foods because we were afraid of what was coming next.
Right.
You know? And being warned that a lockdown might be coming.
Right.
And so to go back, it is going to be interesting. And for $25 to see a live show, I think it's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Like I said, it's COVID the Musical in Brown County. You know, our friends are talking about cupcakes tonight because our good friend Fulton, who joins us every night here on Facebook Live, one of our viewers, says that today is National Vanilla Cupcake Day.
I'm not quite sure what to do with that one because you just say yay or nay. I mean, I'm up for any kind of cupcake.
Look, if it's not a chocolate cupcake, I'm leaving it there on the table. But vanilla, I mean, there's some people that like it. So if you've got a favorite flavor cupcake, or if you're a big fan of vanilla cupcakes, today is your day.
Today is your day.
That's right. Let's just go ahead and say, let's see, Tanya is with us tonight. Liz back with us. We've got Zach with us this evening. Let's see who else is with us. Glenn talking about the leaves in Brown County. Fulton again mentioning the cupcakes. So it's good to have Joyce is with us saying loving the beautiful fall colors. Jackie is with us saying prayers for Levi and his family. Again, you'll see that tonight at 11. Rosie is with us tonight saying I believe in miracles. Rosie, thank you for your comment tonight. And Mary, God, family, and friends, thank you so much for that. And we had some people, let's see, Mary is in from Florida tonight. Nice. Rosie is in from Beach Grove. Ralph joining us from Alabama. Debbie from Indianapolis. We have Facebook viewers all over the country.
We're happy you join us every night.
Yeah. I'm thinking the folks in Florida tomorrow are going to have better weather than we're going to have.
Oh, for sure. I haven't checked to see if they've got rain in their forecast, but for us, there is rain in the forecast. You might get a couple of dry hours early in the day, and then anytime after 9, 10 a.m., soggy, windy, and then turning much colder.
All right. So how many miles you get in this morning?
I did 7.5 today because I thought if I get up early enough, I might be able to squeeze in 2.5.
Right.
I'm trying to do 5 a day.
Yeah.
Is where I'm at.
So I went out, I had my granddaughter over and got a chance to give her a short walk around the neighborhood. We're on baby watch in the Swan House.
That's right.
Because my other daughter, Peyton, is days away from having her first baby.
Grandbaby 4.
So this will be grandbaby 4 for my wife and I this year.
It's so exciting.
We're waiting like any day. I'm trying to convince my daughter to give us the phone call here on Facebook and announce, because we don't know if we're having a boy or a girl. I don't know the name. So I've asked her, I said, how about doing a Facebook Live and announcing it that way?
No.
Not interested.
No.
So I'll let you know when I know.
We're fun and all, but I'm guessing that's a no.
So we're on baby watch here.
That's so fun.
All right, so coming up at 11, we're going to be talking about teachers and the various raises that some school districts are offering and the issues that other school districts are having with some teachers and absences and kids having to learn from home. So we're going to talk about all that coming up tonight at 11, and Angela's going to have more on the sideways rain that's coming
Sideways
tomorrow.
rain, and it's the first time on Future Track 13 that we've got little pops of blue for Friday afternoon.
Oh, gosh. All right, so lots to come. Great to be with you here on this Wednesday night. We'll see you over on Channel 13 at 11 o'clock. Good night.